I'm Andrew Thompson, this is Dylan Bell, and we're two of the leads on Conclave. Conclave is a third-person spellcasting game. It's a competitive third-person shooter, action game, kind of hybrid, and it's built in the source engine. And I'm just going to launch straight into a demo of it, actually. It's going to be challenging because I can't see anything here. All right, cool. So, this is not working. Okay.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yes, it is. Okay, so over the summer, we did a lot of work on the game since we pitched it in the fall. So right now we've got a working prototype of the basic core mechanics. And in terms of the not doing the art first, doing mechanics first, we are totally on top of that. So,
it looks like fun watching.
to give you an idea of how it's a shooter action game hybrid, I'm just going to run through some of the things you can do as this guy. So you've got basic abilities that you have mapped to your mouse clicks. I'm doing a few here. The way the game works is you need to have a lot of abilities that you can do at any time. So there's a combo system built into the game. So for example, I can do a quick combo here, or I can launch into different mouse clicks and do a different combo. And a lot of the game is built on that. It's unfortunately widescreen squash, but you get the idea. In addition, a lot of what, instead of shooters like Counter-Strike or Halo, where it's sort of passive, just sort of like you see a guy, you shoot him, and he doesn't really have anything to do other than shoot back at you, he kind of just, it's a thing where who shoots first, right? In Conclave, we're building in some fighting game mechanics. So for example, I can block, I can also dodge attacks. And to demonstrate that, I've got a video. I don't have internet right now, so I can't just play it. But I can show you a video of me playing against Dylan to give you an idea of how this works in action. No sound either, but as you can see, there's lots of dodging, blocking. Right there I got stun locked as he was attacking me. And one thing we've been really trying to do with this is get a shooter where you're really, really mobile, moving around the stage. And as you can see, we're rolling around, running around this big arena, as opposed to, it's a little boring when you're playing something where you just two people poking around a corner, shooting at each other, standing still. We're really trying to change that. And that's why we're really calling it a shooter action hybrid, because it has a lot in common with fast action games like Devil May Cry, or games like that.
Andrew,
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Do your spells affect the environment as well as each other?
At the moment, no. We've been thinking about whether we want to do that, having environmental hazards, things like pits. It's really something we're going to look at later, but it's certainly a possibility. And unfortunately for Dylan, I'm a little better at the game. So now that you've seen the game, here we go. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about what building the game is going to be like. So it's in the source engine. And what this means is all the coding is done in C++, and all of the level design work is done in the Hammer level editor, which is Valve's proprietary tool, and modeling things like that via Photoshop. But when we release a game, it is a source mod. We're going to be releasing it to the community as soon as possible, as soon as we can. This will be before demo day in the fall. So we're really excited to get a USC game that, pushing it onto a community that wants to play it, and really getting a lot of people, putting servers up and playing the game. And to share a little bit about where the game's at right now, we've got a lot of core mechanics basically implemented. If you're going to be joining as a programmer, you're not going to be starting from scratch. You've got some code to work with. There's a lot to do, but you're not starting from scratch. And in terms of design, we have sort of a roadmap. We know what we want to do, not exactly how we want to do it. And to talk a little bit more about people thinking about joining the game, we don't need too many programmers. We're pretty good on that front. However, if you want to do the game, we do need some more. It's going to be hard. If you're not super confident with C++, I don't recommend joining this project. The source code Valve provides us is sort of like, here's our source code, go for it. They don't really, it's not there's no training wheels for you there. So keep that in mind. But if you're really, really good with C++, you want to go work on C++ in the industry, might be good for you. In terms of designers, we do need a lot of designers. It's not going to be pie in the sky like, what do we want this game to be? Because we've already got that laid out a little bit, but there's going to be tons of work to do with ability design, balancing, and especially a lot of playtesting. And also, if you are a designer, you're going to learn a lot about scripting in the source engine, which may also be useful.
When you say a lot of designers, would you quantify that?
Oh, a lot, like 5 or so.
Okay.
Like, it's really, we wouldn't turn anyone away for design, I should
Got it.
say. And in terms of artists, obviously we need artists. But in particular, we're really looking for a solid character modeler or concept artist. As an over-the-shoulder game, the characters are very prominent all the time. So I don't know if anyone in here is really fits that description, but if you know someone, anything at all, there's like a big opportunity for that. And as a source engine, it's going to be high poly, high resolution. And one more note to make.
How many artists would you say you need?
What we need?
Just 2?
No, as many as we can get.
As many as
but
we can
those two tasks in particular, like a concept artist, character modeler, we definitely need those. And I want to point out level design in particular because learning the Hammer level editor is sort of a beast unto itself. And I come from a background where I've used it a lot. Some of my friends we're bringing in that we know online use it a lot as well. So we've kind of got this plan going on where we're going to get a few of our designers to sort of kind of spend both of 2 semesters basically devoting all their time to level editing and source. Going to learn a whole lot about it. So it's going to be a great opportunity if that's what you want to do. If you want to do level design, you're going to learn all about this tool. And we've got, like I said, a few members of the community that can help you out with that. However, you're going to be held to a very high standard. So it's a difficult task, but it's a great opportunity. And that'll do it. Thank you.
So people will be in class every week.
In class every week?
Yeah, as compared to like artists who are not here who may be.
Oh, right now we've got about 8 to 10.
Yeah, but what do you think would be your fully loaded size?
Fully loaded? I don't know. What are you going to give us?
What students did you convince? We'll find out. I mean, 15.
Yeah, I'd say about there.
I'm thinking about seat size. And do you have a preference to lab to work in? Do you need computers?
I think the main game pipe lab would be good.
Okay.
That's what I used to. All right. Cool.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. That's interesting that those two kind of go together.